Here is a Torin fan. It'll be out on tour from December 16th through December 48th. It is a TA450, but that's not the model number. The model number is A30108-10. Rated for 115 volts, the AC, or the alternating the current, 0.22 the amps, 50 or 60 hertz, impedance protection, and I'm not sure if it's Class A or Class B because it says both. I just picked this up recently at a local estate sale, and I'm glad I did because I was in need of a second one of these 120 volt form factor fans for use with the diode things we're going to build for the Christmas lights. This is very similar in form factor, completely different in terms of blade design and whatever, but same concept as this upside down Pabst fan I showed a couple weeks ago. I suspect this one is better quality. This one is all metal. It's made in Germany. This one, it doesn't even specify where it was made, and the housing is metal, but the blade itself is the plastic. So some people mentioned in the video of this fan that there is a plug apparatus that's meant to go on here, and this one happens to have that plug, so this is what it looks like. And I'm sure it also, well, it's not going to fit onto this one because there's leads soldered onto it, but it would fit on there as well. So I need to source another one of these plugs. This one was modified, an extension was added pretty nicely too onto this old lamp cord. This looks like a 70s era plug. So we got a pretty long cord on this. I'm not sure what this was used for, but it certainly looks to me like this was some kind of home-built contraption with a specific purpose. It was found out in the garage near a workbench. I don't know if perhaps this was maybe used for moving soldering fumes or something like that. I have no idea. But it's always interesting to come across this stuff that served a use case, likely designed by someone very similar to myself, and probably some of the people watching this video. So it's got a kind of an interesting blade design to it. This looks like a blade that would work a lot better if it didn't have a shroud around it. This one is definitely sleeve bearing. I guess both of them are sleeve bearing. And this one pushes air towards the front, unlike the Pabst one. The bearings seem in reasonable condition when it's completely verticam, but when it's horizontal, there's some sounds that aren't good. And it seems to stop pretty quick. So I don't know if maybe there are some worn out thrust washers in here, or if the bearings are just dry. These typically have an oil port. It's underneath the information tag on the front, and you have to kind of very delicately peel it off, and there's usually like a rubber cap that you can take out to add some oil. We'll have to check that on this one before it goes into service. We'll also check it on the Pabst one as well, even though the bearings are pretty much completely free in that one. Just want to grab a second microphone so now we can hear the fan. So put that there. And this is just one speed. I suppose we could probably connect it to a stacko control to vary it, but there's really no reason to. It's probably not that powerful. Well, relatively speaking, I'm sure it moves a decent amount of air for the size. Okay, seems to work. It's actually quite strong. I think it's a little bit stronger than the Pabst unit. I was told in regards to this Pabst fan that there's two models like this, and this is the less powerful of the two. I think the other one is about twice as powerful. Yeah, that's really quite strong. Even around the back, it's got quite the pull to it. It's not in the best of balance, so there's definitely some vibration. Nothing egregious, but it's not in perfect balance by any means. Alright, the power information is 120 volts on the nose, 0.21 the amps, 18.5 the watts. And the vibration is bad enough I can feel it through the table. Perhaps you can even hear it through the microphones. And those bearings don't sound great. Well, we'll have to try to service this and see if we can get that noise to go away. We don't want to put any unreliable fans on these contraptions because that might result in a failure. There's really no reason that we can't use a 12 volt version or whatever voltage, because it just would have to put a wall wart on the plug instead of a regular AC plug. I have plenty of these that are 12 volts and lower. I bought a huge box of computer fans a couple years ago. I don't remember why. It probably was a reason at the time. And I think there's probably over 50 of them in that box. You know, all different sizes and form factors. So it might be worth taking a look inside that box and see if there's some quieter ones in there, because this is pretty noisy. The Pabst one is reasonably quiet, but this one makes a fair bit of noise. And there's really no startup sound to this either, which is a bit disappointing. Well, I guess a little bit, but it's very faint. Not like some of the ones I've seen videos of.